Welcome back to another episode of the Hours for Midnight podcast with myself, Manov, and special guest Raj in the building.
Thanks for having me on, you guys. This is my first podcast, so yeah, I'm not nervous, but it's different.
Different experience,
that's
right?
true. It'll be very chill. It's not like we didn't just hear Ekdeep go on a tangent about modern parents for like 45 minutes before this. That almost felt like a podcast. No, it's so chill.
You guys have a good vibe and you're good energy, so
Thank you. I appreciate it. Some people that live in Surrey or Vancouver, they're so spoiled. They're not used to like driving more than like 30 minutes for anything. Yeah. And then they'll pull up to Abbotsford with like a posse.
Yeah.
It's like funny, right? Like
I was living in Abbotsford.
It's okay. Yo, man. Sometimes I fucking go to work in the morning or Vancouver or anything, and the commute's like an hour, 20 minutes. And then I sit there and I'm like, fuck my life. But like, thank God, like this is inadmissible because I just put the car on autopilot and I just like read a book.
Oh, you have a Tesla?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But like, honestly, like I don't even care because this is just for comedic purposes. Yeah, but you really have to do that because if it's round trip 3 hours out of like 12 hours of the day that you have to do shit. So bad.
Yeah. I watched this movie today. I forgot what it was called, but it's this brand new movie on Netflix. In this one scene, it was like kind of like apocalyptic end of the world type situation. This one scene, all the Teslas were programmed to go toward the highway, and they all crashed with one another.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Hey man,
I don't know for what
that's
reason.
sick. I would want to watch it. It was like Black Mirror type thing.
Yeah. It's like a brand new movie. I've seen it everywhere now. Definitely check it out.
That's actually scary though when you think about that. Because
I feel like our parents would like never trust auto driving cars like that because it'd be like some shit like that would happen.
My dad has said that.
Yeah, see, like exactly. My dad has said that too. He's like, keep put that in shit, which is honestly facts. Like,
yeah, but I mean, like,
yeah, it gets really bad. Did you hear about MGM casinos in Las Vegas? That shit was so bad. Those guys got hacked. There's like the biggest casino chain in Las Vegas, literally like hundreds of $1 million a week. Yeah. And they got shut down and the ransom was like, I don't know, it was like 20 Bitcoins, which is like fucking like $50 million or something.
Oh, shit.
And then their shit was down for like a week. And literally like Las Vegas was shut down.
Damn.
And they were fucked.
This
like
was recently?
Yeah, this was like 2 months ago. They're like gold in reputation and everything. And then they just paid it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to get hacked, right? Like, there's like crazy hackers all over the world. So
right, even like that iCloud shit with like celebrities getting their iCloud photos leaked.
Yeah.
That shit fucks with me. Like, I don't use iCloud. Like,
what do you have on your iCloud that you're so scared of getting leaked?
Everybody's got shit on their iCloud. Got the new bug. How does it fit and stuff? Got the embarrassing selfie. Got the vlog for the future.
Embarrassing selfies. I got lots of those.
Yeah.
Oh man, I do this too sometimes when I was a kid. I still have footage from it from my like old back in the day. But I would vlog random things in my life when it would happen, and I'll just keep like a time capsule of it. So I'll be like, 2014, Ekdeep was like, I got this new game, or like 2017, it's like, I just
2017 is like, yo, my ball mota ho gaya. Yeah. Officially 250 pounds.
Like, honestly,
That's really cute. That's really cute. Yeah, my brother used to do that.
But that shit, like I pretend like I'm a vlogger. Back in the day, because you see all these like YouTubers, like Casey Neistat was really big for me. Like I would watch.
Yeah, I watched it too.
Right? So seeing him, and then I'm like, I try to like replicate it, obviously in my own little goofy way. Obviously, this guy's like skating out in New York, and I'm like in my fucking living room just pretending like doing some shit, right?
Hey, but look at what you're doing now. So like it leaded somewhere.
True, right?
Yeah.
You're a hairstylist, right? Yeah. It's one of those careers that's like, it's challenging in the sense of you have to find your clientele, you have to build up your own like reputation in the community, and you have to be good at it. How'd you get into it?
So I started like when I was 8.
Okay.
That's crazy. That's the earliest number I've heard on this podcast.
Yeah, it's family business. So my parents opened up a hair salon in 2004.
Yeah.
And right when you're old enough to like be able to walk to the salon or like bike to the shop, my dad would like be like, come like just hang out, because he didn't want to let us like stay home alone. So he's like, come, we could like babysit you and you guys can just chill in the back room kind of thing. So me and my brothers would go like every day after school at like 3-4 p.m. We'd walk there, bike there, and just hang out. And then like that hangout situation turned to my dad being like, just broom up a little bit. Just to help out a little bit here and there. And that's literally how it started. I started brooming, I started cleaning, and then like after a year or two, I started doing the register and like taking money from people, stuff like that. And then another year go by.
That's crazy.
I started answering phones, and he had this script for me to read out every time I answered the phone. It was like, good morning, Hairtel, this is Raj. How can I help you?
The most like retail shit. Yeah.
I'll say that every time, and like then after that, I started like styling my own hair, and then clients would see me styling my hair, and they're like, oh, like that looks nice. Can you do it on me? And I'm like, sure. I'm like, sure, why not? And then my dad started getting me to like straighten girls' hair and curl it, and then just went on from there. it was like a slow process, but
Yeah.
it started when I was 8.
That's how you're like sure that you really like it. That's funny because I want to ask you how old you were when you first started cashiering, because I was at a family restaurant yesterday and this chick was like doing my bill and she was literally like 12 years old. And I was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And then she just like looked at me, looked like she was about to cry, so I just paid and left. But then I feel like that happens when you get kids on the register and stuff. Like, do you remember anything like that?
100%. Like, because we were all forced to be there at one point or another. So like we wish we could be like playing outside or like fucking going to like the corner store or whatever, but no, we had to help out the family business. It's just how it is. That's how I learned about family morals early on too. Like,
that's true.
We were forced to at the beginning, but it turned into me like having a whole passion for it.
Yeah,
and,
like really liking it.
And I'm really glad that like I started early on, because I'm just like, I just know the industry like inside and out by now. Earlier on, it was definitely really difficult because like parents, they just tell you how it is. They're like gonna be swearing at you, like just telling you how it is. Like,
they have bad days and there's like customers there.
No sugarcoating, just like, because they want you to grow, right? So they're just gonna tell you how it is. Like at the beginning it was tough because like just getting shit on all the time. But then I learned, that's how I learned quickly.
Like, character.
Okay, so like overall
it's tough love.
Yeah, okay.
That's character.
Yeah.
Like overall you think it was like worth it somehow?
Oh no, 100%. It was 100% worth it, because if I didn't have my family, if I was working in like a different salon, they would never like teach me the way my parents taught me.
Of course.
Both my parents went to hair school in Vancouver, and they taught me everything they knew. Yeah. And that's like just how I'm like pretty good at it now.
No, that's actually so true, because people get so threatened about teaching other people their craft and stuff. Yeah. Like even like this one person I was talking to, he was like, if you're ever gonna get mentored by someone in the same industry who's literally like so old, he's about to retire and like die, because he's the only one who's gonna tell you all the secrets. He's like, everyone your age is gonna tell you shit, but they're gonna try to like fuck you over a little because you get threatened. Yeah. Well, obviously your family's like the biggest exception to that. Like that's a huge advantage.
Yeah. I definitely don't agree with that. I definitely think if you share your knowledge, and actually I eventually want to teach as well, if you share your knowledge, you're just going to get that like 10 times back. Because like the energy you put on, and like by people like learning from you, they're going to be like hyping you up and be like, yo, I just learned all this stuff from Raj.
That's facts.
And like you guys should go to her, or like come to me. And it just kind of like grows the brand even more.
Send your resumes to Raj, because she'd be a good mentor for sure.
I actually am looking eventually, not yet, but like I'm doing a little expansion in the shop. And like adding 2 more chairs. So probably in the next couple of months, I definitely will add out and like get resumes for an addition.
There you go.
Dope.
Yeah, for sure. 2021, I was asked to do the hairstyling for Sonam Bajwa for the Diljit movie. Yeah. And it was a really good experience. I was there for about a month and a half straight, pretty like high intensity work.
No, but it's like worth it. It's like crazy. It must be an insane experience.
They had like a time crunch because it was during COVID. So they needed to get things done really quickly. And like, so they just kind of pushed everything together. And it's like, it's more expensive if you like pull it longer.
Yeah, the longer it is.
I think generally movies are like that anyways. They're like, they're really long hours. Sometimes they're like 12, 13 hour days.
Yeah, when you're doing shoots, that's what I heard.
But it was like a really good experience. She was really nice, and like, it was a good first celebrity client. And I actually met so many cool people on that set that I'm like actually best friends
bond with them, like
best
spending
friends
all the
with
time.
now.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's crazy. Yeah, it kills snack table though, I'm sure. Like snacks, drinks. That's what I always see like behind the scenes. They might be working like 12 hours, but the fucking food looks bomb.
Not a Punjabi movie set.
Really? Damn, broke my heart, yo. I wouldn't know though.
Do you want? It was like langar every day.
Really? So just roti,
dal. That's like me on the India diet I just got back from, man.
Not even.
You're actually serious.
It's like
It was just
honestly,
normal Punjabi
bring your own sandwich
every single day. First week, I actually like loved it.
Yeah.
Like I barely get Indian food at home, so it was like really nice. Second week, I could not do it. My body was just like wrecked. I was not sleeping well. I had to end up bringing my own food.
Damn.
It was
all good.
White movie sets though. Sorry. White movie sets like Hollywood. I have been to 1 or 2 shoots, and like crazy. They have like personal chef.
That's what I'm talking about.
And they can make you anything you want.
Yeah.
Literally, they have like a stove and everything. If you want like wraps, burgers, this, that, anything.
That's sick. I might get on to like push a button or some shit just to eat. It looks like killer, man. It might be a side career for me.
Yeah, they pay really well too.
Get me in as a janitor. Get me in as a toilet cleaner. I'm just a fucking fucker like that. I just always try to munch.
You're just there for the perks.
Yeah, literally for the
perks.
There
for the food,
I literally worked at the airport for so long just because of the flight benefits. I did not give a shit about that job.
That's smart though.
Yeah, you can play it so smart. It's
Girls
wild.
be working at Aritzia for like the coupons. So like I can see that's even one step up.
Then I was like 18 years old, like traveling, and I would just be flexing like for like obviously.
That's awesome. Where did you go with all those perks?
A lot of places. I went to Australia a few times, New Zealand. I went to France, Germany, Italy, and England like 3 times. And then I just went to South America, but that wasn't on benefits. Those are like the main trips I did.
It's basically like almost free, right?
Yeah,
like
you just pay like the
tax
taxes, like the 40, 50 bucks. So honestly, get in with an airline and work like once a week and just rock it because it's so worth it. And they upgrade you to business class if there's an extra seat. So you feel like a fucking baller, dog.
Damn,
like 18 years old.
Like that
yeah,
18?
yeah. Like even my parents wouldn't believe it. They'd be like, yo, tu paise kitno inne lena? Like you drug karta or some shit, right? But I'd be like, nah, it's just sick benefit.
Yeah. Our parents always think we're lying for some reason.
Yeah, always. They don't understand. Yo, like I'll come home with like a new hoodie like this and they'll be like, yo, tu paise kitno le? I'll be like, bro, I gotta fucking work every day, man. Like,
They'd be questioning our shit all the time.
Y'all be like lying to your parents when like they ask you how much something's worth just because you know they're gonna get choked.
I do.
Yeah, you have to, right?
I just did that. I literally did that today. But as a computer karne da I was like, yo, the boss is $700. She's like fucking 5K.
Oh my god, 5K?
Yeah,
I was gonna say $1,500. 5K.
I guess it's like inflation's like a bitch.
Wow.
This is for like a little business thing.
That's like the max. Probably last
yeah, it's like the best Mac, but it's because man's starting a business.
With you being on set and everything with Sonam Bajwa doing all that type of stuff, did you actually get a chance to meet Diljit or anything, or no? Did you not?
Yeah, I did.
Nice. How was that?
Yeah. So they had so many scenes together. Yeah. And so during the whole like shooting of it, I have to be there to fix her hair. Yeah. So so he would be there the whole time that she would be there with filming and stuff like that.
You had a conversation, anything like?
We didn't have like a full conversation. We like chatted here like little tidbits here and there, but he actually doesn't speak any English.
Really?
He just speaks Punjabi.
Okay.
I don't think he even knows anything in English. So my Punjabi is not that good. So I wasn't able to like fully like have a good conversation with him. But here and there, he was talking to everybody though.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's like a really like successful, like obviously, like, but business minded on set. Like you would think he's joking and like comedic all the time, but no, like when he's shooting, he's like very serious. He's like, okay, let's get these scenes. Yeah. And then he's funny when he needs to be, but he's also serious.
Serious like, when he's
that's mood.
Majority of the time.
That's good. That's how life should be though, right?
That's
yeah.
You should know when to have certain type of moods and certain type of
he can't be as successful as he is without like being serious. He's really good at his job, and it's cool. It's so cool to see him act. Yeah, because he's so good at it. He just needs like one take and he's good.
Damn, that's sick, dude.
The rest of the whole filming was like everyone else, like the extras or like the older cast that was like had to keep redoing the lines because the director wasn't happy with it. But like he was like a one like take guy.
He was like into it. That's so crazy.
Yeah, he's really good.
I feel like my horoscope would never let me be a good actor. You have to get like so into that type of shit. Like shout out Diljit though. Are you gonna go to his concert?
I went a few years ago, and that was really fun with my mom. My mom's a big Diljit fan, and I went with my brother. It was so cute because she was like, "Can you take me on set to meet him?" And I was like, I really wish I could, but like they didn't do no family meet and greets. But I don't think I'll go this year. No, I actually didn't go to like any concerts this year.
Really?
Me neither.
Yeah, I just find that they're a bit too expensive for me, and I don't know every song. I know a bunch of his songs, but I don't know every song where I think it's worth to go.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I have only went to 2 concerts.
This guy used to go to like 5 a year.
No, I didn't.
Which concerts did you go to?
I've only went to 2, and both of them were Travis Scott.
Oh, you went this year?
Yeah, I went this year too.
If you're trying to die and get stomped
really
out,
good.
I'm okay though. I'm trying to live. Dude, imagine you're like literally getting stomped out and the last thing you hear is like, it's lit.
Oh my god.
It's like, yo, like fucking help me. Like money can't join.
That was like the whole venue's fault.
Yeah.
You can't blame that on the guy that like can't see shit.
I know it is like really traumatizing too, because I remember a few years ago an Ariana Grande concert got bombed in England, and it like really fucked with her. Like for like she didn't drop music for so long. You must feel so bad like at your venue.
Yeah, because you'll blame yourself for it, right? Obviously, because you're like, oh, what if I didn't perform that day, or what if I didn't do that day, right? That might have not happened, right? But
that's facts.
Yeah.
What happened with like Little Yachty in Vancouver? Do you see that?
Oh, he told everybody to pack it, right?
To come in.
He's like, Ajo Salio.
I don't know what was going on with that. They canceled the show.
It was just dicey as fuck. I think he told everybody to jump the barrier and just like come make it lit as fuck. And then they're just like, oh, this is like dangerous as hell. It was like preemptive.
Obviously, like what do you expect? Like he's acting like it was his first concert.
Like Nikaya Banda in the middle is gonna get rocked. There's always like some person like you can't really like look down.
So many TikToks of people like, just left the Little Yachty concert and
straight up
didn't even see a few songs.
Have you ever read into like how crowd crushing actually is? It's so fucked. I remember like 2 years ago on Halloween in Korea, like 50, 60 people died because of crowd crushing. And then I started reading about it. And when there's enough people in a small enough space, it's like you have no control. Like 0% control. It's just like the fucking laws of physics. Like it's water, and the wave starts from one side and goes to the other. Like you literally can't do anything.
Yeah.
You just like people just suffocate.
Because your stance is not like proper, right? You're off balance, and then
And by the time like you get hit, like it's too late to do anything, and then it's mangled.
Yeah. That's why it's good to avoid crowds.
That's
what I try my best to just not.
Sorry, Nagar Kirtan used to freak me out a lot.
For that reason.
When it was like huge and when I was a kid and stuff, I used to always get lost and like pull on random aunties to knee and be like, "Are you my mom?" Right? Like fuck, man.
Yeah, that's the worst, getting lost like that.
Yeah.
But I go every year. It's like
it's lit now. It's always
I love it.
But when you're young,
nice. Actually crazy story. Like whenever I go Nagar Kirtan, my parents are always like freaking out. They're like, "Yo, make sure you matha take." Because when I was a kid, they only went to one Nagar Kirtan where they just ate and went home. Like they didn't matha take because it was too busy or something. And that day they got in like a car accident. So then they're like, "Okay, every time you go to the Nagar Kirtan, remember why you go and actually like matha take and stuff." And then I'm like, "Bet, yo," because it's like symbolism, I guess. It's like, what's the point?
Of course. You gotta do it properly.
100%.
You seen that video where they're like, the guy was on a video and they were asking, "What is Nusaki?" And then he was like, he had no idea what to say.
Yeah, it was like grown people.
I've seen
I've
seen a lot of people do those videos nowadays.
You never know how it's cut though.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, can you imagine like he asked him something really
one take though?
It was one take. Yeah, it was one take. Now that I think of it.
Yeah,
that shit was people got done dirty. I remember hearing that like some kids like that were in that video that were in like high school, like they actually got fucked, like their whole like reputation, everything, day-to-day life. It was just like that one kid. Hey, think about it, like you're not used to being on a camera and it's a Nagar Kirtan and you're like just a fucking introvert, right? And then some guy's like, "Yo, how many punch bad is there? 4 or 6?" He did say he was like 4 or 6. And then your brain just goes autopilot just to go 4. And then you're like, fuck. But then that's it, it's too late. Your life's ruined. Like, you know, like I could see that happening to some people who are very smart.
Man, that's understanding, man.
No, still, yo.
No, you can't.
Do
you really think that there's a large amount of toxic people in the Lower Mainland? Or do you think that's just kind of like a myth?
I don't think it's more than any other place in the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to...
I think...
The reason I'm asking, right, is because I feel like every time I talk to people about this, we've talked to other guests we've had on the podcast about this, people always stress the fact that like people here have that kind of, especially in Vancouver, have that kind of like, I don't care about you attitude. Like, unless you can do something for me, I'm not going to care about you.
So I definitely think there's toxic people here, but I think it's just like same as anywhere. Like if you were to like think about LA.
Yeah.
How much toxic people is LA? Everyone wants way worse.
It's way worse.
Everyone wants something from you. But here I feel like people just gotta do a better job of surrounding themselves with like good people.
Yeah.
I think like here the issue is that people complain there's so many toxic people, is that like if someone does them wrong, they stay with that person, or they stay with that person in their friend group. They don't like cut them off or like tell them I don't think I'm gonna be your friend and move on.
Yeah, that's true.
They just like have that like comfortable mindset and they don't do anything about like the toxic people in their life.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think you know what it is like, say like you're really close with all of your like partner's friends.
Yeah.
It can feel like it's kind of hard to make friends here for some people, especially people that say like uni and like just in general. If that's like your whole friend group is tied to that person, you're gonna think twice before cutting them off.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then I guess like depending on where you look at it, people say Toronto's way more social than Vancouver.
Yeah.
I don't know. Vancouver can be a little bit antisocial.
Yeah.
Like you said, it depends on who you're around.
Yeah, well, that's definitely a known thing. Like Toronto is way more social than Vancouver.
Like lit, right? Like in an elevator, people will fucking talk to you. Here, if you get in an elevator, God forbid you say like hello, like how are you, like that shit.
Yeah, I don't know why that is actually.
A lot of the time, I'm not saying people should care about you all the time and be like, oh, how are you, and like shake my hand type of vibe or whatever, right? But like matter of said, if you're in an elevator, it's like it's kind of normal for like other places to be like, hey, like what's up, how's your day going? Here, people like look away on their phone, just like not even want to like look at you, like you're like some type of creature. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah,
man.
I guess I haven't experienced like a different place where they're like, hey, how's it going? But
yeah.
I always, for me personally, I always try to smile like to strangers. Like even if I go in an elevator, I'll smile. I'm not gonna say, hey, how's your kids? But I'm gonna be like, I'll just like
that happens
I know I'm gonna be in the elevator with them for like 10 seconds, so just like smile with them, but like not gonna do anything extra. I don't know, maybe people here are just lazy,
but people here are
not gonna
nice.
go out their way. But I don't know, I haven't lived in another place to compare it, to be honest.
That's
fair. So I'm just used to it.
One thing too I find really interesting, that I saw this on a recent podcast, but I mean, I think a lot of people will agree with this, that you are the sum of the people that you hang around with, right? I think a lot of people can agree with that, right?
Definitely.
But then like people will still hang around people that are like, they're just toxic. So I don't understand where the disconnect is, because the disconnect shouldn't be that like, it shouldn't be that abundant in towards like how we are as a society, especially here in the Lower Mainland. Because I feel like so many people will be like, I hate doing this, or I hate being like this, I hate partying. All their best friends are they party or they drink or this, and then they're the sole person that's like, why am I in this lifestyle? What am I doing? You are clearly in it because of the people you're surrounding yourself with. So
I agree with Raj though that I don't think it's like extra bad here versus anywhere else.
I don't think it's extra
like everywhere. It's these fucking lazy people that like love to talk, like they want to get all their shit together.
I think people are just like in their comfort zone.
Yeah.
So to like improve your life, you have to step out of your comfort zone.
Of course, yeah.
And majority of people, I say 90% of people are not going to do that because it's hard for them. It's unrealistic for them. They're like doubt themselves. But you really just got to push yourself and do those uncomfortable conversations, uncomfortable situations to become better or like to be in a better situation for yourself.
Of course.
Yeah, that's facts.
The only problem with that too is the fact that people, I feel like, are afraid cutting people off, like Manrav said earlier, because the sole purpose of like, they feel like one person, like if they are only friends with, let's say, through one person, and then that's like their whole friend group, then if they cut that person off, then everything's gone and they have to start back from ground zero.
Well, if you don't have like a good enough relationship with those other people and in between that tied person, then they're not even your friends anyways.
Exactly,
if you cut someone off and like you lose 10 people, then those 10 people were not your friends to begin with.
Of course.
You need to have a strong bond with your friends specifically, that you know that even if you cut the toxic people out of your life, they're not going to leave you because they're not the toxic ones.
Of
so
course,
and if they do, then it just shows like the truth and the reality that like you should not be hanging out with any of them. And just do your own thing. Be a loner. It's okay to be a loner.
You're on demon time. You gotta brand it differently. You can't be a loner. You gotta be on demon time, or you gotta be on monk mode, or like if you're feeling social, you're on angel hours. You're always doing some shit.
I didn't know there was that many categories.
Yeah, there's always some shit to brand yourself as, man.
That makes sense.
Let's be branded. He's a branded.
I feel like honestly, you just need one goofy person here to make friends. Like whenever I'm around someone or like in a situation where it seems like antisocial, it's usually that person's like hella nice. They're just not gonna say anything first. And then if you're just like, yo, those are sick Jordan 1s, they're blue, like that's sick. Then they'll get like so hyped and it'll be like a totally different, like the energy will shift like this.
100%.
And it's just like, I think a lot of people here, a lot of people here don't want to make the move first. It's like canon, life's too short, bro. You're only young for like 20 years or 10 years, whatever.
Yeah. I have this one friend that like always compliments like guys when like when we're outside and stuff like that, just to like break the barrier, break the ice.
Yeah.
And like you see them like go from like a straight like track face to like a smile, and they're always like right they're like, yo bro, like dap them up after, like
I know.
Don't be afraid to be like, yo man, like I like your jacket, like this,
like your shoes.
You gotta show love sometimes.
Of course. I know some people take it so crazy, it's so sweet. I was like complimenting some old guy the other day at like work actually. I remember like I said something, I was like, yo, like you look really good today. Then he started like giggling, and then I was like, oh, I probably like came out too hot with the heat with that one, right? Because I was like on caffeine and shit. And then I would just like fucking have a good day. That's it.
That's so funny.
Happens too.
I don't know if you're raising up seniors, man.
Yeah, dog, I love you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you're holistic, right? You were saying?
What does holistic mean? Because I'm pretty dumb and I feel like people that listen to us might not know the meaning too.
That means like someone
it's
that
just
doesn't...
natural path.
Yeah, she believes in like the natural remedies of like, you know, when your daddy's
like
the
ancestors.
Yeah.
Like the
like Ayurvedic medicine.
I believe in that too.
Yeah.
I don't know about homeopathic, but yeah, okay. Anyways,
it's all in the same realm.
Yeah. It's like your dad would like try to force feed you like adrak and like try to ground up ginger and shit. Like
my daddy's built like a shade, man.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah. Well, I definitely believe in medicine, but I just don't think like it's fully needed for like everything. So like my dad is actually the one that educated all of us, and like he's like a really big like researcher on things.
Okay.
So like if he picks up a subject, he's just gonna research everything about it and like just know everything about it.
Yeah.
So like when we were younger, I'd say maybe before we were like on this health journey or whatever, maybe when we were like 5, 6, my parents would like eat out all the time. We would eat out all the time, like whatever superstore food, like box stuff. It doesn't matter, right? But we were actually all sick at one point, like my whole family. Like I had severe asthma. One of my brothers had like severe like teeth issues. Like his teeth were decaying.
Oh wow, okay.
Other one was like slowly getting obese. And my dad had really bad sinus issues. It's like all over like his, like he couldn't sleep. He was in pain all the time. And my mom had issues as well. So like my dad was like, hey, why are all of us like constantly going to the doctors, constantly in pain? So one of his clients came in and he literally just asked her, how are you so healthy? Because she was like fit and like kind of jacked. And he was like, we want to be like you. Like, what's up with you? And then she was like, oh, I read this book and I follow this diet. And this book was, I think it was called Eat Right for Your Blood Type. So it's a diet.
Yeah.
So, and my dad was like, okay, he got this book, looking into it. And he was like, okay, guys, we're all going to do this. He was like, I'm a changed man. We're going to all follow this diet. And we're going to like see the difference. And that just kind of started like the whole health journey for him. And he didn't even realize there was something called like eating healthy or being healthy. He just started educating himself. And then like later on, like experimenting and like trying different diets, we like all like became cured of everything.
That's sick.
Yeah, and like no issues or fully healthy. So then we just kept doing it.
I fully agree. I've always seen it as like, okay, like let's say you have like this one fucked ass like rotten problem, right? But then it just causes like these other side problems. So like one of them will be like, oh, I have fucking headaches, so I'm gonna take Advil today. So you put a patch on that shit. The other one's like, yo, my stomach's always fucked up, so you hop on something else, and then you put a patch on that one. But the root problem is actually just like you're just a fat fuck and you're not eating good and you're like not going to the gym and you're not taking care of your body like the way it's supposed to be, right? And you solve that one thing, it's like a flip of a switch and everything's in balance again. Body's crazy like that, man. Everything's always needs like a balance. Like you have to take care of it.
Like if you have a headache, there's a reason why.
I actually like that one. That one is, I think like Andrew Tate said it and it like butchered it for me, but it is true. He's like, you never have a headache like just for like having a headache. Like there's always something behind it. It's like sleep, dehydration, or some other shit.
Something like that.
I had a headache yesterday, and after so long, and I was like so pissed. I'm like, why am I having a headache? Especially before the podcast, I'm like, I'm trying to get rid of this headache. So I just downed like a bunch of water. I realized that I went to bed without drinking water. And like I didn't drink water for like the last like 6 hours before going to sleep, and that like fully like made me wake up with a headache. So like today I drank like 3 liters of water, and now I feel fine.
That's amazing.
So there you go.
You know, you almost can't even trust doctors nowadays too, because there's like literally trillions of scandals of like big pharma offering doctors, especially in America. I've never anything about Canada, like big incentives to push certain drugs. And it's 100%. Like, how can you really be like this person in the right state of mind to tell me exactly what to do when they're literally incentivized by like fucking trillions of dollars, like the opioid crisis?
It's not the doctors, it's the drug
administration. It's the companies,
like
right?
the opioid pandemic that happened in America.
There was like some clinic in Florida I remember reading about where their whole mission was literally just to be like a recovery clinic, but their low-key strategy was it was just run by like a big pharma company, and they'd just get people more hooked on opioids. And it was fucked. Because like people like lost their kids and shit. Like, it's just nasty.
It's a really big issue, and I feel like not many people are educated on it. But if you do your research, like it's all there. The facts are all there. And if you follow 100%. The money, like you just will see what's up. Like, and all these medications, they have like 100 side effects.
Like trillions.
Why? You could just go eat like 3 apples and like you'll be like a little bit better. So like why not just go like the natural way?
An apple a day keeps the doctor away, for real. Like actually on that statement.
I actually like the saying where like, you know, like I remember when I was a kid, like my dad would be like, yo, meri ek goli shuru hogi, shit man. Like, and then because then they just think about it like, okay, once you start taking 1 prescription a day, you take it for your whole life, and then you have 2, then you have 3. It's low-key just signs of like how unhealthy you are. And like the goal is to always be like, yo, ma koi goli nahi khana. That's sick. But like for a lot of people, like they don't like see it as something inherently bad. It is kind
especially our Indian culture, like
100%.
all of our grandparents, they all have like 5-6 pills a day,
pain
like
medication, whatever it might be. Right? Exactly.
And there's like, but if you look at the other side, there's like 80-year-olds, 90-year-olds that are like really fit and they can do more push-ups than you. It's like it's like, why not just like take care of yourself?
And you know what's funny that you mentioned the whole diet thing that your parents and everyone shifted towards. So I had something similar that happened to me about a year ago, or about actually a year and a half ago. My parents like saw me on my diet, and they saw me get really fit and like really skinny, and I actually ended up putting them both on a diet. I got them to like start measuring out their food, their roti, dal, everything, and then like 6 months later, they were like in the best shape of their life, right?
That's amazing.
And I think but they were like in the belief that, you know, it's not possible, like, you know, it's where it's too late, or like you know how like our parents are. Different. They're just like, oh, you know, this is our diet, we can't change it. Something, yes, you can. Just have a little less here. Don't give up what you enjoy. Just you know, just track it a little bit, right? And then lo and behold, like, you know, 6 months later, 7 months later, my dad's like headaches, you know, his like whole like cholesterol problem,
even
whatever,
the stress,
everything like gone. Like it's
that's
like
amazing.
that, right? And people don't realize it's like you are what you eat, quite literally. Like your problems that arise in a lot of the problems that you'll get in life, the headaches, whatever it might be, comes from your like lack of nutrition.
100%.
And I think the faster people figure that out, the better, healthier we'll all be, right?
Yo, can we just talk about how built different your parents are though for doing that? Like I feel like if I put my dad on a diet plan, this guy would not care, yo. Like, this guy be grabbing like Timmy's and stuff just for fun too, man. He's on demon time like that.
What did you get him to cut out?
So my parents
pasta pusta, you can't.
No, I got them cut out everything. So pretty much what ended up happening was my trainer, shout out Veggie Gains, right? He had me on a diet for the longest time, and I like my food's all measured out, so I have everything measured out by the gram. My parents obviously were like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like they were like, but they saw me do it for like 8 months. And they saw a drastic change in my body, right? Like I obviously was very like.
Ekti was healthy. Ekti was healthy. Googlu muglu. Sony say it the
No, I was very.
You could tell kyo khanda.
You know what I was? I was the type of diet.
Fed.
I was the type of diet where you could tell I went to the gym, right? But if you offered me a cookie, I wouldn't say no. That was the type of body shape I was in, right?
Yeah.
So I was quite like I was big, right? And when I lost the weight, my parents saw this, so they believed in it, so they knew that I was doing something right. And when they saw that, I was able to convince them a little bit easier. Like it was a little bit easier to convince them to hop on this diet. And what I cut out for them was, so for example, with roti, instead of having like say 3 rotiyan, they get down to 2, right? For dal, instead of like just putting like a couple like spoonfuls or whatever into a bowl and just like, Hail Marying it, they actually measure out 200 grams of dal, only like no dahi, no butter, nothing like that. And then they don't have milk with the roti on the side or whatever it is, or they have water, stuff like that. Nice. Like little
make it more clean.
Exactly, like just little changes like that, just tweaks. Like they still ate the same food, but it was just tweaked to a point where they can actually track it. And then I would just put my mom and dad to go for more walks throughout like the day or whatever. And my dad lifts weights too, so I was telling him to go lift more weight and then go for like a 15-20 minute cardio session after. My mom would just strictly do cardio, and like 6 months later they're literally like back to being super healthy.
That's really good that you like educated them. Parents have went on some extreme diets that, like I wouldn't never be able to do.
Really, like keto and stuff?
Like that. Worse.
Oh, really? Like what?
Worse meaning like healthy, but I mean unrealistic for anyone else. They've done dry fasting.
What is that?
Is that when you don't drink water or food?
Yeah.
And you just chill.
Dry fasting.
For how long?
I think they did that for a week.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and they did water fast for a month.
What?
That's pretty cool.
For a month?
That's insane.
How did they not like?
Because
did they not feel sick?
You're freaking brainwashed by Western medicine to make you think that that's gonna kill you.
No, but it's water. But it's water.
Like, but they're alive and they're healthy. That's pretty crazy.
But like
imagine you told that to like some Harvard doctor. He'd be like, "What the fuck? Like, look at my degree up my ass. Like, I fucking spent like $300,000 on this." I like the idea of like a wet fast, especially like a water fast. Yeah, especially if I had like a midlife crisis or something and I was like really big, or like I know one of my friends in India when we were there like 2 years ago, he did a water fast for like a week, and he was like after like the second or third day he wasn't even hungry. He was just chilling and like maybe he would sleep a lot, but he would your body just goes into like that like survival hibernation or whatever, and you're just like chilling, and it must be like
you can't be working. So light. You have to be home chilling.
Yeah.
And you have to train for it. It's not like you can just do a month straight. You have to like start with 1 day. And then go to 2 days. And then like it's like they train for like years and years and years.
It's a process for sure.
Yeah.
You know what's fucked too? It's about something about horoscopes that I just don't get. It's like people will be like, "Oh yeah, I have all these qualities from this certain sign," but it's like they're the most basic fucking qualities. Like they actually can be applied to so many people.
That's like how they sell vitamins too. They'll be like, any vitamin reduces anxiety and fucking makes you get better sleep and all that bullshit. If you tell any fucking negative person that, they'll be like, "Oh man, I have anxiety, I should eat this." Like all that shit is just branded like that.
It is placebo, exactly. And I think people
fuck the medicine.
I think people really like get so invested into it to a point where they let it control their life almost. Right? I've met people that are like, "I can't be friends with you because you're this," and I'm like, okay. I saw the Young Thug case going on right now, his RICO case, and bro, his fucking lawyer walked in and tried to convince everyone that like Thug stood for like, I think it was like thoughtfully, like, so, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I think like, I saw truthful,
like that. It was a truthfully humble. Truthfully humble under God. I think that's what it was. Truthfully humble under God.
Yeah,
that's like
it says that on his Wikipedia now too.
Yeah.
Like they fully rocked it.
And then you know what they said? Like pushing P stands for pushing positivity. I was like, yo, get the fuck out of here, man. Like the fuck. If that was my lawyer, bro, I'm like, yo, just take me to jail.
No, that's a good lawyer though.
No,
you can say that with a straight face and put his whole reputation and degree behind it.
Like obviously you have to stay with chest, right? But oh my God, when I saw that TikTok, I was like, holy shit,
that's actually so funny. That's a creative lawyer.
Yeah,
that is.
Like, bro really went thug and said, truthfully humble under God. I was like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
What's the update on that?
Apparently, so he's still in, obviously. Thug does not look the same. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
he looks like me like 2 years ago.
Well, that prison food is not good on the body. That's for sure.
You know, I think it's because I think it's the lack of drugs that he has inside. Like obviously.
Oh yeah, that's true. It like bloats you up because these guys are used to just being heavy on drugs with their lifestyles.
Yeah.
Oh, because like, drugs like thin you down.
Like a lean loon.
No, it's not that they even thin you down. It's just like the fact of the matter is like, fuck. I saw this like thing about it. The fact that he doesn't have access to it, he's probably just stress eating.
That makes sense.
Because he doesn't have like
sure.
like, you know what I mean. So it's like a coping mechanism from his body like not having what it like normally has.
Okay, so as a hairstylist, right, like you take a lot of pride in like a great head of hair, right? Let's say like hypothetical scenario, like you're dating someone, they're a 10, right, but then they start to bald because a lot of men nowadays bald. Are you sending them to Turkey for a hair transplant, or are you telling them, baby, I got you no matter what?
I'm not sending them to Turkey
For a hair transplant.
No.
Okay, that's
because I've seen some pretty bad
Hair
hair transplants, and it's gonna do him more dirty than just being bald.
yeah.
Fair enough. Would you embrace him like look like The Rock?
Oh, yeah, I would definitely embrace him because I'm there for him and not his head of hair. But what I would recommend is this cool thing called I forgot what it's called, but it's basically tattooing, like a hairline.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I've seen that.
And they're like some really good ones that you can't tell.
Yeah.
So it just looks like you just have like a buzz cut with like a little bit of hairline. I think that
But it's
looks
just like
good.
ink.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think that looks
dude.
good, and you never need to get.
Can you
like,
imagine you just like touch his head and it's just like smooth like gel, and you're like, what the fuck? Like I would trip out so hard, bro.
I
Like
see some good ones. I think I like that better than just going.
I would have to see a
balls.
picture because I wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, that's insane.
All right.
You've probably seen them and you can't even tell.
I can't even
it's
tell.
really
That's
common.
true.
It's really common.
That's
Damn.
true.
Especially if you see like a guy 30 or younger and he's bald, he definitely has it.
That's
Damn.
crazy. You should have a good eye for dudes like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can notice everything. That's why I like
Maybe
in
see the
movies
hairstyles.
and stuff, when I see like a wig, I'm like, oh my god, it's done so
Really, you
poorly.
can tell it's a wig. I've
Yeah.
never been able to call it a wig. Ever.
Yeah, it's a lot of times it's wigs.
That's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
There's a tweet, and I want both of your guys' reaction on this, okay? So the person said, I was once out with this guy, and he kept staring at his phone. When he went to the bathroom, I looked at his phone, and he was on FaceTime with another girl while we were on the date.
What the fuck?
When I confronted him about it, he just said, and what? I didn't know how to feel at that moment.
Oh
Okay,
my God.
quote reply tweet. Okay, so someone replied to it, said, bro really took that. I'm not going to let my girlfriend stop me from finding a wife seriously. And then she replied back to it saying, it wasn't his girlfriend. It was his wife. And I'm going to go out with him again this weekend.
Oh my god, what?
Bro, that's
Wait,
wild.
so the reply is the girl on the FaceTime?
Yeah. No. It was the girl on the date.
Oh, okay,
the one
okay.
that caught him with the FaceTime and the
Oh,
other
she
girl.
replied on the tweet.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
So like she found out he had a wife. It was like, I'm cool with it. And then wanted to go back out with him. This
That's
world is fucked.
That is insane.
Okay, wait. The
Yeah.
wife is on the date?
No. So
Or the girlfriend's on the date?
No. So
the
listen-
mistress.
No, I got you. So the mistress. So this girl went out on a date with this guy.
Yeah.
He noticed that he's FaceTiming someone on his phone, right?
Yeah.
That woman on the phone was his wife.
Oh my god.
Right, but she thought it was like, oh, like what's another girl, whatever. Some guy replied to the tweet saying, oh, he took the I'm not gonna let my girlfriend stop me from finding a wife seriously, and then she replied to saying it wasn't his girlfriend, it was actually his wife, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
go see him this weekend again.
Oh my god.
That's crazy. She's down
That's-
so bad.
That's down
That's
horrendous.
so messed up.
Like the
But
standards,
it's
like
almost
you
a
have to-
culture too. I
Yeah.
feel like in some cities, probably just so much like side chick chook shit like going
It
on.
is. It's so
People just
gross.
I don't understand how people could
I-
realistically
It's so
be like
gross.
30 years old and be like, yo, I got 2 side chicks.
I
like-
don't get it. I don't get it
I
at
don't know.
all. Like
It-
that kind of
it's
that whole
nasty.
generational thing. Like it's
Yeah.
just.
I think
I think it depends on how you grow up. Like we don't grow up in a place where like everybody's got a baby mama. But I know for a fact there's places where like people have a lot of baby mamas and shit. And it's like a thing.
I don't know what started this whole thing, but
Yeah.
no, I like the whole traditional, just like one man, one woman type situation.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Facts. So we're done with the tweets. We have some viewer confessions now, right? I came from India a few months ago, and there was this girl that's been on my mind for a while. I see her at university, and she's very dashing. I try to talk to her, but she doesn't talk to me.
Dashing.
So one day I thought maybe she has a boyfriend. I was sad thinking about it, but I decided to follow her after class to see if she goes anywhere. She hopped on a bus, and I followed her but what I saw was like horrifying. She went into a bush and decided to take a shit. I kind of liked it. Am I weird for that?
Dude, what the fuck did we just read? That's crazy.
I have no comment. Fine God.
Definitely.
Definitely like
Fine God.
I
Go
feel
to
like
your-
there's like shit in some
that's the
busses.
best response right there.
Yeah.
Fine God, man.
No, there's
Both of
So
definitely
why are you following women? That's
Yeah.
so weird.
That's true.
So weird.
Okay, but like if the partner of your dreams shits in a bush, is it like a deal breaker? Like the person of your dreams, like
Yes.
so charismatic, so like simpy, like nice and shit.
Yeah, I definitely
is
think
it a deal breaker?
that would happen.
Especially if
Okay.
you're like
To
not
be
in a
honest.
especially if you're not in like a relationship with them or anything. Like
Yeah.
you're just like you just kind of know them like
Yeah.
on that one-off type of
Well,
thing.
then take notes.
Wait, are they
Don't
in the
do that.
bin or are they
No, this is-
in
this
a
is
city?
he-
Because I mean,
Should I tell you something
normalized,
fucked?
right?
Yo, should I
Isn't
tell you
it?
something fucked? Like I went to the farmers protest in India in 2021. I have this very vivid memory of when I got
Yeah,
there.
you were there.
I was there for like a few days, nothing crazy. But then it's because like when you go to India, you go to Delhi, right? And then you just stay there for a few days. And they were so sweet. Like I remember I got to the flight, they gave me cha and they fed me and everything. Then I turned around, we're like sitting in this tent, but you can like see through the tent because it's like a fabric tent. And I just see some guy popping a squat and taking a shit on the road, right? Because like, mind you, one of the biggest things was like they had no plumbing or proper infrastructure because the
Yeah.
government was trying to like, you know, like hold him out like that. And I fucking lost it, yo. I was like, I can't stay here. Shout out to them, like respect for that. But just like seeing some dudes that take a shit in front of my face.
No porta potties or nothing.
No porta potties or nothing. It was just like straight in the cave.
Fucking India, Roger.
I don't think they care.
No, I saw some videos. Oh, my shit was going down.
Yeah.
What was like afterwards? Like, did the government do anything about it? Like,
they fully like took the W. Like all the laws got repealed.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But then my dad was saying something like, there's still some shit going on.
Well, the thing is like, it's actually pretty crazy now because like they're like a pretty powerful farmers union. You know what's so sick is like we were driving through Punjab like right now through like all these tolls and stuff, and I'd be like, my driver, yo, why the fuck aren't you paying the tolls, right? And he'd be like, why you recommend? And he whip out this card, and it was like a farmers union card. And he'd be like, like they don't need penda and shit. And they don't even pay tolls, and they have like this really strong union. But some people's controversy with them now is that they're like complaining about things that aren't that deep. But like, I don't know anything about that.
That's good that they have one.
Yeah, but they have like cards and shit.
That's
it's a pretty
awesome.
flex card. I should have got one made.
Big flex card.
I should have got one made and then like had a flex and shit.
You're pulling up here in Surrey, like,
like farmers union bitches. That's how you know the jet.
Yeah, no, definitely. My dad was a farmer growing up, and he took over the family farm when he was like 14. So
that's crazy.
He always had like the most hectic stories growing up.
That's sick. My
dad.
Like,
him like riding bulls and like
really
yeah, and like having to like travel so far just to get like a crop and stuff like that. He like fully had to man up like really quick.
Yeah, back in the day they'd be like, okay, just get one kid, fucking padhya likha, that's it. My dad had to drop out in grade 10 and take care of the farm, and he was like not trying to do that. He was like, I want to study. It's like responsibilities like that, dog. Wow. I can do whatever the fuck I want now.
Yeah, it's a whole different life.
Yeah,
nobody forced my dad to go or not to go, but my uncle, my chacha, he fully just didn't want to go to school. Like my dad went to school, did high school and all that, but my chacha was like, nope, not for me. Yeah. Mans doesn't even know how to write in English.
Well, I have a friend who's like that.
He didn't learn how to read or write, nothing. I think he dropped out when he was in grade 5 or something. And bro, this guy is living in LA now, running like a business, trucking business in LA. Living in such a hectic house. They just built one a few years ago. And like he's like such a awesome boss, like successful businessman. Did he learn after?
Like how to read?
Well, yeah, like he just clutched it. Like
he just clutched
it. Like you don't need like university or anything like that to like be successful. He was driven. He got a wife, families, like I have someone
got a wife. That's sick.
So got someone to take care of, and him and his wife, like my chachi, they both like together. So she is like fully like went to university and all that. So she kind of knew the education wise, and he was like the business aspect. And they're just rocking it. So like
he's still brilliant.
He's still like never graduated high school. Like I
this
think
is all
so
just
sick.
This is just all just bullshit because people want to be better than others. If I got a PhD, I would think that I was the fucking man, and people who didn't go to university were stupid. But it's not like that at all. That's just because people want to be better than others. That guy's smart as hell.
Another viewer confession is the last one before we end off the pod. So I go to a strip club.
Sorry.
Try reading this with a straight face. That's a task.
All right, ready?
Oh, you fuck, man. That sounds fucked.
I got it. So I go to the strip club regularly, but it's because there's this one girl I really like there. Yes, it's the stripper, and I have feelings for her, like no tomorrow. But I feel very uncomfortable asking her out. What do I do?
I fell in love with a stripper. That's crazy. You can't do that. They have 2 personalities. That's a fucking...
I mean, shoot your shot.
God.
Oh, okay, but like, I had a friend who was down bad.
I mean, you never know, right? If you love her, then you just might as well just take a chance. The worst you can do
Love's
is like...
a strong word.
The worst she can say is no.
Yeah, obviously, like, shoot your shot, I guess. Like, I didn't go with this guy, but I had a friend who was really down bad for somebody of this working class, like, who's a fucking stripper. And he was telling me how, like, he would be like so down to shoot a shot, and whenever he was in the club, she would be like, "I love you, baby. Like you're mine. You're the only one for me. Like I'm your papi and shit." Right?
On hours. That's why like, she clocked in.
Yeah. As soon as he saw, and she even gave him like a phone number, like a work phone number. But then like as soon as he went up to her outside the club once, she was like, "I don't know who the fuck you are. Like that's not my fucking name. Like don't call me that." Yeah. And it's like, bro, you don't get down that bad.
No, they're 100% all of them are like that. They're going into the business mentality. They're not.
It's a business.
They're not doing it to find love. That's for sure.
Appreciate you coming on to the podcast. I hope you had an amazing time. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I had fun.
Before we end it off, though, I have one question for you. What did you think about the podcast?
It was great. Solid. 10 out of 10, fantastic. I'd recommend.
Just looking like a wow. Just looking like a wow.
No, it's really good. You guys have like a really like welcoming energy.
Appreciate
and,
it.
like, big bro vibes. So I had a good time for sure.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
No worries. And last question or thing I wanted to ask before we actually end it off is what's some piece of advice that you have for anyone that wants to get into the same industry that you're in right now?
Okay, one piece of advice. I would just say put the hours in. With this kind of skill or honestly any kind of skill, you just gotta like really work for it. Put all the effort you have, work every day. It's kind of one of those things that it's built in years, not overnight. So just, even if you do go to hair school and like do that. Or if you don't want to, you can just like practice on your friends and your moms or your aunties, all that. And like, you'll just get better over time.
Solid.
Yeah, just practice. So that's all I can say.
Practice makes perfect, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Appreciate every single one of us tuning in to this week's episode. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.
Take care.
Peace.